Hello, everybody! Welcome to another Sunday Funday. And yes, I know we did not go see The Grudge. But here's the honest thing. Did y'all really want to hear us talk about The Grudge? Nobody else fucking went to go see that piece of shit. Nobody else really gives a damn. And
Yeah, one of my coworkers, he loves shitty movies. And he saw it and he didn't much care for it. I was like,
And just, I'm tired of for the past few years since we've really started doing this. The first movie we're kind of talking about of the year, because of course it's January, it's kind of a dumping ground, same with February.
yeah, tell me like a really shitty horror film.
Yeah, or it's just a shit film in general, because last year was Escape Room. Fuck that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Then...
Year before that was, what was
Proud
it?
Mary.
Proud Mary.
Thanks for that disappointment.
That was such a disappointment. It's like, here y'all have, what's the lady's name?
Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah, Taraji P. Henson. You know, good actress, beautiful actress.
She can pull off badass. We've seen her do badass and very intimidating. And like, I'm gonna fuck your shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And instead they have her kind of being nothing.
Yeah, and I guess they didn't know how to market it. It's just not what we were expecting. It's like, this is not the film that y'all sold us.
Yeah. So...
Anyway.
Yeah, we skipped Grudge. Oh, and also a quick little update about the best and worst of 2019. Yes, I know 2018 is still not up. At least the best of. Those lists should be up next week. The true honest thing is, well, they'll at least be filmed, put it that way. The biggest issue right now with getting them out in this time frame is I am currently training in my new job, and it's kind of giving me this fucked up schedule is a nice way to describe it. So I don't have a lot of time that we can set aside for it, but we should have next week that we should have some time because of Martin Luther King Day. In which sometimes it's celebrated his birthday, sometimes it's not. Because his birthday is always one particular day. It's always the last week of January.
Well, more important, the day to celebrate him.
Yeah, and we'll use that time to not just honor Martin Luther King, Jr., of course, but also we'll use that to maybe film some very needed top 10 lists. Because boy, are the worst stuff going to be fun.
I think I've gotten mine narrowed down. I just need to put them in order. Best of is... It's like I don't want to give her the... I don't want to give her... It's narrowing it down. It's just pain in my butt.
Yeah. So, since we have sat there and just pontificated about enough pointlessness, we're here
on to the show.
Yeah, we're going to actually talk about the movie we did see and what we started off our 2020 with. And that, of course, as you can see, is 1917. And a quick disclaimer, those who are wondering, hey, so does this mean, yeah, we might include it on a best or worst of, depending upon our opinions, which you're about to hear, for 2019. No. As I've already stated...
Yeah, it's only just now getting a wide release. Technically it was released on Christmas, but I don't think there were really any showings.
There was no showings anywhere near us. Like, the nearest showing was, I want to say, about 20 miles away. I love you all. I don't have the money to sit there and go drive that far just to go see a movie and hope.
Or the patience.
Yeah. So, yes, always I have made it to where if it's going to be a film that is going to end up on a best or worst of a particular year, it has to have had a either wide theater release, or it got its DVD/digital release, such as Netflix, Hulu, Tubi now, and there's something I'm missing. Disney Plus, I guess. Because technically there are some Disney Plus movies now. Actually, 2 that could have made it, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, this is not going to make a possible 2019. It would only be on 2020. So, despite all that preface there, I am going to let Megan lead us off, because if y'all do recall, she has been fairly negative about this movie going in. So,
Why do you have nothing sharp in your room that I can stab you with?
what are your thoughts on 1917?
I hate it. It was horrible. Most awful, traumatic experience ever. No, not really.
Sarcasm is not her greatest trait sometimes, folks.
I don't really do subtlety.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do subtlety. I don't take subtlety.
Yeah, she does not.
As he learned when he tried to play review back in high school. It's like,
So, subtlety, thy name is not Megan.
I'll go in. But yeah, okay, I enjoy this more than I thought. Shut up.
Just can go get some crow for her.
Again, why do you not have anything sharp in your room?
For that exact reason.
Like for you, the knives are all downstairs.
Yeah, for me going into this movie, my biggest issue I was even facing with it wasn't so much of this one being super negative about it, because I was tweeting out, I was like, oh, who cares what Megan doesn't like? There are some movies Megan doesn't like, because she obviously is not getting, like, Annihilation. Annihilation's a love it or you hate it movie. I totally am in the love it category, but I understand who hate it. For me, I was wondering, well, is this going to carry a dramatic pomp through it? Is it actually going to keep me interested for the 2-hour runtime that is? Because, to be honest, what you have seen in the trailers, it is the premise of the movie. 2 Lance Corporals are told, or one of them in particular, his name is Lance Corporal Blake. He has a brother who is part of this one or these regiment, I guess is the best way to describe it. Sorry if I fuck up on my military terms.
I was gonna say, you're the military person. That's too, like...
But he and his friend Lance Corporal Schofield, they are told, hey, you need to go to this regiment and tell them not to attack. Because if they do, they're all going to die. Because they're just going to be walking into a trap. Movie. That's the premise of the movie.
Yeah, I pick him partially because his brother, but also partially because he's like really good with maps and like figuring out where they are and where they need to be and everything.
Yeah. And
I get lost in my own damn house.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
I thought you want me to agree with you.
Only when I tell you.
Yes, master. Now get the whips. Oh, I'm sorry, whips and nipple clamps. I'm about to break her. With my dumb jokes.
Oh, shut up. Oh, I'm trying so hard to snort.
I don't win until I make her snort on camera. But yeah, I was wondering, well, can this actually keep a good pace going? Will it stay interesting the entire time? Because it seems like a kind of thin kind of premise. Technically, yes, that is technically a thin premise. But to be fair, every movie does, if you break it down, it's got a simplistic plot. Like,
yeah, I mean, the movie, it's one of those, it's about the journey, not necessarily the destination.
Yeah. This movie...
No, there is an urgency to it, because, like, okay, we attack at dawn.
Yeah.
It's like, no, just no. It's like, I got orders to say otherwise, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was wondering, well, is it going to keep that drama? Is it going to keep that flair, you know? Is it going to keep me interested and keep me on the edge of my seat? And fuck yeah, it did.
Yeah, it was quiet. A lot of moments, especially for the first half or 3/4 of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But there was still tension.
There were numerous moments that when there, because this is not an action movie. That's fine.
Yeah,
it does not need to be, and it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a drama.
Yeah. But there are moments when it does have action, and it makes you shit your pants. Because, okay.
Yeah, because it's, like I said, it's quiet for long moments in the movie, and then all of a sudden, it's like, shit!
Somebody shoots a gun or explosion happens 5 inches away. And it's actually because of that, it kind of punctuates, like, yeah, this is war, not only is it random, and it's fucking gruesome and terrible at times. Like, and we talk about gruesome, it's fucking gruesome at points. It's like, ugh. And there's, but on top of everything, and it's just, it kind of goes with the random nature of war. And also, I would be remiss if I would not say that this movie is meant to be a anti-war film. Like, it's, but to be fair, most war movies are. In a way, it's not like trying to say war is evil. It's not like waggling
it's also a little bit in the way of gory.
Meh.
We were never so thankful that we ate beforehand.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, oh.
Let's just put it this way: like, people really use the Wonder Woman kind of no man's land. It's like, oh, that's how World War I kind of was. Yeah, at best. This makes you feel like you are a soldier with these guys in some parts, and it's just depressing.
Yeah, the camera follows these two as they're walking through these trenches for, what was it, the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie? It's like, okay, can we find a ladder somewhere and get the hell out of here? Because, like, this is, like, can we
It's
stop?
meant to be very claustrophobic. It's meant to make you feel uncomfortable.
And also, the camera follows them as they're kind of, like, winding through this trench, and it's like, oh, stay still. Damn it. And also, can we get into, like, more wide open space? Yeah, it is a bit claustrophobic.
And
words.
That's kind of the idea. It's meant to make you uncomfortable. It's meant to make you feel on edge the entire time.
Yeah, you're right there with these characters.
Yeah, and the people can call it a bit of a camera trickery because technically, pretty much, it's supposed to be in a one shot. It's not really in a one shot. Yeah. Though I would say it's very clever when it does actually do the takeaway shots. For instance, like at one time, one character, he seems to get knocked out, but when he regains conscience and looks up and everything, it seems to be almost like we just kind of blacked out our eyes with him in a fashion.
Yeah, he gets knocked down the stairs, gets knocked the fuck out, and it's like, it fades to black for a while, and I'm like, was that it? I was like, is this it? Like, the crowd's gonna start, like, what the hell?
I would have been really pissed if the movie ended there.
Yeah, that would have been so unsatisfying. It's like, no. And then he was like, oh, okay, good. He ain't dead. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is like, this movie, because of the trick that it pretty much uses, which is it's a one take, it does it in such a genius way in how it actually masks the obvious cuts. Say obvious, it's obvious to people who look for the shit. Like, for me, I was kind of looking for it in the first few minutes, but after then I got engrossed in the story and the characters, and that's actually one of the big things. The two main characters, Blake and Schofield, are actually really fun guys to kind of be around. It's like, I would like to sit around and drink a pint with these guys.
Yeah, like they're, your everyday average Joe Schmoes from England.
Yeah, and there is certain parts also the movie decides to go up to go, hi, do you have a heart? Nope. And rips it the fuck out. And there's just, like, near the end, it was, I will say, I was about bawling. And I was not expecting that from this movie. I'm like, okay, movie, you have more heart than I was even expecting.
Yeah, there are points I'm like, I nearly cry. I'm like, no, just no movie. We're no, okay.
No, you don't. You don't do this to me.
It's like, okay, just kind of take myself out of it for a second. I was like, okay.
But that's a good thing for the film, and also what I think.
Yeah, it does make you care about these characters.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I think was helping, with their kind of dialogue and everything, that was always when the music would kind of drop, and there would just be these guys talking to each other, and sometimes they were a little too Britishy for me. And sometimes I'm like, oh, this is a little too British for me. I don't get what they're saying. But I was like, okay, there we go, connected enough dots to get it.
But
I'm dumb American.
yeah, but in the end, it's like just two blokes, just chatting, just going for a walk.
Yeah, walking World War One. But also, I would be remiss if I do not talk about it. The fucking score in this is fantastic, because one, when there's guns firing, holy fuck, are they loud and just like
Yes.
but they use it to almost be a punctuation note. It's like they purposely use sound. Or, like, hey, here's the start of a particular scene that's going to scare the piss out of you. Which is actually kind of jarring, and it doesn't do it a ton, but it does it enough to where it's like, holy shit.
I was like, didn't there are jump scares, but like I said, it's to punctuate the tension.
Yeah, because I
Damn
guess.
rats.
Yeah. And Jesus, so that. I never have made me both. God damn it.
It's like,
Yeah, that was a hole. I think I pooped. I pooped just a little. But, yeah, it's actually surprising how effective it was. Like,
yeah, you are a third person on this journey with them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not really told, like...
It's not first person or anything like that.
Yeah, not that kind of perspective, but it still like you feel like you are going along with them.
Yeah. And...
and you feel this urgency of, like, trying to get this message from one place to another without, getting killed.
Yeah. And also, it does help that when talk about the score, not just in terms of like the sounds of the guns, explosions, shit like that, but also the actual ambiance of this. Like, when there's quiet scenes, there is music going. There is a orchestra, or orchestral score, if you wish to call it. And there's times whenever it feels like it's trying to lull you into a certain thing, or certain idea, or sometimes like, okay, here's a moment that needs to be punctuated with some sound, but it's not dread in the normal way of thinking of it. It's just enough that you're like, okay, something's up here. It's just enough that you feel a little unease.
Yeah, after we got done with this movie, it's like, okay, Christopher Nolan, take notes.
Yeah, because
there were a lot of like quiet moments in Dunkirk where it's like, nothing is happening, do something.
yeah,
It was so boring. And also, more I was thinking about, it's like, I think also what did not help is the fact that, like, the setting, like...
It didn't help how he decided to do it by doing the 3 different timelines.
Well, yeah, telling a non-linear format, that also did not help him, but...
Yeah, in terms of Dunkirk, not 1917.
Yeah, this told completely in linear format.
Yeah.
Thank you. But, yeah, with Dunkirk, you don't see these buildings that are just torn apart by war. They're perfectly intact, and you see just, a few dozen soldiers standing on the beach, just...
Kind of chilling. Every now and then, they get strafed a little. Okay. Happens once in the movie? Another time they sink a boat near them? It's...
Whereas you see everything has been, like, torn apart. It looks like ancient ruins in some places, and...
It looks like war.
Yeah, and some buildings, like, they come across this farm.
Yeah, it's a farm. It's like a cow farm.
Yeah, and it's like everything inside is just torn apart. There's pieces of the ceiling missing. Debris is just strewn.
There's dead animals and
yeah, if you have trouble with dead animals or even dead bodies.
Oh, this ain't the mirror movie.
Yeah, like maybe steer clear of this one. Like I said, it's a little gory.
Oh, I'm gonna try not to ruin something, but there's at one point where there is a river sequence where it gets swept away in a river, and there's bodies at the end of it. And one, I have to throw it out there to the prop and the makeup artist. Holy shit, they actually realized that bodies, when they sit in water, will begin to bloat. There were bodies bloating.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. It was like kind of these bloated, drowned bodies. Like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, that's really cool, but oh my god,
not nearly as disgusting as the hand. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I was like, ew. Or with the barbed wire.
Yeah, I got his hand caught in barbed wire.
I look over. Where he's like, It's like, oh, ow. Like, oh, that sucks, dude. It's like, I feel for you.
Yeah, and then some guy actually puts his hand through a dead body. And it's like, oh!
Yeah,
but he actually bumps him. He's
he's scared of this other body. It's like, looks I'm like, motherfucker.
It's really?
I was like, I think it's the same hand where I got the barbed wire.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, that's gonna get infected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's just, and like I said, this is a movie. If you get squeamish, you do not want to watch this movie at times because there is some.
Do not eat while you're watching this movie.
Yeah.
While you're eating this movie.
Tastes like Blu-ray. Almost got her. I got her. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, wait. She's lost to us.
Bite me.
Yeah, later.
Oh.
But, yeah. This is one of those things where, again, to compare Dunkirk and this, because they're probably two of the biggest, like, high-profile war films have come out in recent years. At least in terms of high-profile, big releases. There's, of course, been thousands of straight-to-DVD schlock that's been coming out. But Dunkirk felt so cold and kind of...
There was no tension, no stakes, really.
Yeah. And it, strange enough, didn't have a whole lot of human elements, even though it had a lot of people. Like, I never cared that much for any of the characters.
Oh, there's a lot of famous people in this movie.
Yeah.
You see in the trailers, like, Colin Firth and Benedict Cumberbatch barely in it. You also see...
Mark Strong's in this.
Yeah, Mark Strong is in it, and... like, one or two other, like, famous people. I can't even remember.
Of course, a lot of famous British actors and all that.
Yeah.
But... yeah, and here, one, you care about the main two characters. You just really feel for every little bit that's happening with them. And even some of the, like, kind of side characters that crop up, you actually give a fuck about them. It's, again, it's one of the bad things about Dunkirk. You don't give a fuck about anybody. It has a whole air of, I don't give a shit what happens.
I would say there's no stakes, there's no tension, there's no urgency to anything in Dunkirk. Whereas, like, the tension is kind of ramped up to 11, even, again, during the quiet scenes.
Yeah, like, you constantly, come on, let's do this. Even though, by the end, you learn that this is dealing with stories that was told to Sam Mendes by, I'm believing it's his grandfather. Not to say that gives away, because I will say the Mendes who is part of this is not present, I think, in the movie. Not in a normal fashion.
Yeah, at the end there's a dedication for, was it Alfred or Albert?
Yeah, I believe it's Alfred Mendes.
Yeah, Alfred H. Mendes, who told us these stories.
Yeah, and it's... I will say, I almost teared up at that, because I was like, okay, that's actually kind of sad. But, it's from Trinidad, Tobago. Sorry, I'm looking them up. if I'm for me, it is his grandson. Sam Mendes.
Yeah.
That's what I was figuring. But yeah, and it's a movie that actually makes you want to give a shit about what's happened to these guys. It can say an anti-war message, but it's not in terms of like, oh, war is just stupid, so dumb. But more in just that it's a phrase that many people need to always remember is that war is hell. Sometimes it is, unfortunately, it's necessary. This war kind of really was not. But to be fair, that's, I think, really what Sam Mendes is trying to say in terms of anti-war message. It's not like, oh, war is bad. Let everybody run you over. Who cares if they can conquer and kill us all? But more in just that we shouldn't be willing to rush into war. Not trying to get into political statements, but just like one of those, like, don't want to start a war because, oh, I have a...
Don't be the playground bully.
Yeah.
Basically.
And don't be the Triple Alliance and the Triple Entente back from 1914. Sorry. History lesson for you folks if you don't know anything about World War One. Triple Alliance and Triple Entente, I might be saying they're the same thing. But it was pretty much Germany, Austria-Hungary, and it was supposed to be Italy. They had an alliance together, and then so did Britain, France, and Russia. They had an alliance that if they went to war, we'll go to war, and they started a stupid war over a stupid reason. All because
Archduke Franz Ferdinand
died.
Yeah, he was assassinated
by a guy who they really didn't care for. By the end of it all, it's like, oh, that's dumb.
One guy gets killed.
Yeah. Because of one guy gets killed, millions died. But
it's like, what does that have to do with us? Why were we in this?
I'll explain to you afterwards, because that's one thing that it's a very British tale. But not that that's a detriment. It's actually, it's one of those that if you have ever wanted to know, especially about a war that we just don't get in the medium in terms of film, like, I can't even think of the last real World War One movie.
Other than Wonder Woman?
Even then, that's hard to even describe it as that. It's like one that's like, Wonder Woman's a World War One movie. Oh, it's like saying Captain America's a World War II movie, and I love Captain America. Wonder Woman fought off the Germans. And then afterwards, Captain America fought Hydra and kicked him in the balls. I don't know what accent I'm going with, but I'm throwing it out there. But yeah, I can't help it. I fucking love this movie. I can totally get that it's certain parts drag just a smidge, but it was never enough for me to go, oh, this is such a bore. But go ahead.
I was just saying, it's like, yeah. I can't say enough about the tension with the music and, well, the score.
Yeah. Well, score and music, same difference.
Yeah, with the score, with
the acting.
I would say just everything. Like, it's all just so tight and tense and urgent, and, like, you feel this along with the characters, and even when nothing is really happening, except they're kind of like looking around this farm, it's like, okay, is anybody here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you give a shit about it. And that's one of the things that I had to pick on Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk a whole lot about, but again, you kind of need to learn, dude. It's one of the things that also with Megan kind of saw the part from Atonement where James McAvoy deals with, some of the or what's going on at Dunkirk. You didn't see the entire scene, of course, but still, it was enough you got the idea of what's happening, and you felt a lot more desperation for everything that's going on than in Dunkirk.
Yeah, you get more of a sense of what was going on than what was going on in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, with Dunkirk, I don't know. Just Christopher Nolan failed to draw us into the characters, into the situation, and also did not help non-linear story format. Because, like, okay, well, I know this person's gonna survive, so
it ruins tension.
yeah, it's like it ruins any suspense that you're going for. It's like, I know you're just trying to tell this, heroic story, but it's like
It's done in a way that ends up hurting it more than it does
I don't
helping.
say it would feel more heroic, and it'd be more of a payoff if you just told it in more of a linear format.
Yeah.
Or maybe, like, non-linear format can be used well. Like, if he had just started off, like, kind of towards near the end, and then kind of flash back, and then kind of get us up to speed, and then...
It still depends. Like, non-linear formats can work, but...
And not all stories need non-linear formats.
Exactly. And that's one of the most important things.
And also, it's like, I can't stop thinking about this, since you were talking about it earlier, and we were watching that history buff thing last night about Dunkirk. It's like, yeah, one thing that Dunkirk really had going against it was none of the buildings look war-torn.
Yeah, it's like, this is it's one of the things that actually, one of the few things about World War One is there wasn't a whole lot of city battles. Don't at me, World War One people. I will admit there were some. Verdun is one of the biggest ones people can think of right off the top of their head. But when it does have to deal with, the landscape and everything else, it fucking is torn to shit. When you see No Man's Land, holy shit, it's one of the best shot scenes ever. And not only that, but it feels like a goddamn war zone. Whenever you see just this little farmhouse area and it's all torn to shit. And
or when they're just, like, out in the open and nearly gotten blown up in the, Germans' trenches.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, it's like there could be, Germans around the corner somewhere wanting to snipe their asses. And it's like, you feel that tension, that urgency, and...
You didn't feel that in Dunkirk, and it's...
Yeah, like I said, whenever it was quiet in Dunkirk, nothing was happening. It was like there was...
It was a character staring at the ocean or something. I was like...
Or character, like, trying to take a shit and... Like, see the guy burying a body, and he's like, oh, here, well, let me help. It's like, who the hell is this? What's going on? I don't care. You explain nothing. Sorry.
Well, I don't think there's too much more we want to say about 1917, because if we keep talking about it, we're going to start spoiling the movie. And that's another thing. I will say, it's like the movie did a lot of stuff I was not expecting, and that is another great thing. It's like, the story on its basis is simplistic, but how it is pulled off is so much more unique than it has any rights to be. And I gotta give it a commendation there. It's like, that's fucking great. And
yeah, and if this had been told in a non-linear format, it really just would have ruined the whole story.
Mm-hmm. Also, it wouldn't have worked with the camera style and how they decided to go, which is one take. So, what do you give 1917 as a final score?
It's really kind of tough. It's not a perfect 10, because it did have its problems, especially towards the end. But I don't know what other problems I can find with it, that I would just want to knock it down to an 8, but I don't really want to get a 9, because...
Give it a 9. Who cares? It's not a bad thing to give a movie a very good score, especially if it's deserving.
Okay, a 9 it is.
I'm gonna give it a 10, actually, because it's arguably one of the best war movies we've had since, I would say, Fury. And Fury was fucking fantastic. And again, that's set in a World War II setting. This one decides to... It made me give a shit about people who weren't American. That's something. And on top of everything, it made me want to give a shit about a war that America had little to no major involvement in. And again, that is something. And on top of everything, that this pretty much style of shooting really never detracted. Because that way of shooting a movie could become a distraction very easily. But instead, it helped to add to the film and never detracted in any fashion. On top of everything, you have
Yeah, it really added atmosphere.
And not only that, but it's got such a fantastic score, and it's got such an incredible sound to it. It's a movie that really you should go see in theaters, because it's a fantastic movie to watch in theaters. I will fully admit, it's a bleak ass film.
Yes.
Do not go into this thinking you're getting sunshines and rainbows.
Yeah, that's a big problem that I have with war films. Like, oh, war is hell, and just this bleak, depressing. It's like, oh, thanks.
Well,
Especially since you see in the trailers, like, it's just like cloudy and gloomy the entire time.
this movie, a lot of it's actually really sunshiny and bright, except for a few bits that take place during the night. Other than that, the movie's actually kind of brightly lit, and in a good way. It's when it needs to be brightly lit. It helps.
I'm talking
to
about
add an
like
atmosphere.
the weather.
Oh, this one, it's not really rain. Doesn't rain or anything.
Well, it doesn't rain, but there's a lot of like gray clouds.
No, not as much as you think.
Like that one scene where he's crossing the bridge.
A little, not as much as it seems. It feels as gray simply because of the atmosphere that he's in. It's
Yeah.
very kind of destroyed cityscapes. Best way to describe it. But yeah, fucking go see it. Go watch something happy afterwards, though, because you're going to be real depressed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is 1917. It's fucking
Yeah,
fantastic.
it was a little bit in the way of depressing, and it's like, oh, thanks, movie. But it really draws you into that time period, into the story, and to these characters, these actual people, and actual events. It just...
You make me give a shit about somebody this thoroughly without having to be Alexander levels of exposition with their names and everything. Kudos. So, yeah, that's 1917. A fantastic fucking movie. You should all go see and give it all the love. And whenever we were hearing about it winning the Golden Globe, I was kind of like, oh, is the movie that good? And then seeing it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's fucking that good.
It earned it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, it earned that Golden Globe. It earned the Best Picture nod. It's going to get. They have not, then you're stupid. So, hey, we'll be back next week with another obvious Best Picture nod. Yeah, we're going to be back, of course, with Bad Boys for Life, because why not go from a really just fantastic, critical darling,
To balls to the wall,
silly...
R-rated action flick.
No, you forgot one word, or two words. Michael Bay. So, hey, we'll be back next week with Bad Boys for Life. Until then, go give 1917 some love, because the movie doesn't love itself a lot. So, until then, everybody, I'll see y'all later, so bye-bye.
Bye-bye.